The Fed is tapering, and yet bond yields are falling. Can you help us make sense of this world?
Yes, well, I think she could help us make sense if she would only speak more clearly.
In what way?
Well, if the Fed, if she had said the following things, we would know exactly where she stands. As it is, we had to read between the lines. If she had said, for example, we believe in price control, we believe in market manipulation, and we believe in the Phillips curve being, of course, the putative trade-off between employment and inflation. Each of these ideas is widely discredited. Each is dearly embraced by the Federal Reserve. And you can, in fact, tease out from her remarks that she is a believer in all three of these heresies. It's not just Chairman Yellen. The entire Fed is built around these doctrines. They have been thoroughly discredited. For example, the idea that you must have 2% inflation to be in the bloom of economic health. We ran 4 consecutive years of less than 2% inflation from 1962 to 66, with growth rates in excess of 4 and 5%.
Well, you've made the point that during that time and other periods in U.S. and national history, other parts of the world, that would be called progress.
Right.
But isn't it true that that's not the case today because of the presence of debt?
To be sure, everything is always different. But the Fed, it concedes its models are not all they might be. It has never really owned up to using history all too selectively, much too selectively. There was a measured decline in prices year over year between 1954 and 55, mid-54, mid-55. The country survived it, right? Janet Yellen says today that protracted periods of low interest rates may have the potential, it could conceivably lead to reaching for yield.
Mm-hmm. How would you describe, by the way, you're the perfect person to ask about this because she kind of hinted at it. How frothy, bubbly, if you will, do you think conditions are in parts of the credit market? What concerns you most?
Well, she mentioned the junk bond market. She called it the high yield market, which is yesteryear's designation. There ain't no high yields. Very, very dicey marginal speculative grade credits are trading with 5 handles, and they are priced to yield a 4-point-something% to first call. Now, Chairman Yellen did also not touch on the moral quandary that low interest rates introduce into our country. Grandmothers, grandfathers, savers are figuratively on their hands and knees, rooting around in bushes and between sofa seats for loose change with which to sustain themselves in this time of sensibly no interest rates. That seems never to be a part of the discussion, but it ought to be front and center.